Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1 Episode 7. Just know it as Part 7 for the moment, and the synopsis is Hera must answer to the New Republic, while far, far away a reunion takes place. So, that reunion is probably going to be just Sabine and Ezra catching each other up on what's been happening for the last, what is it, about a decade, I think it is, that they've been separated. Or maybe Ahsoka and that make it to the planet and that's a reunion. Whether it's between them and Thrawn, then and Sabine, well, Ezra and that, them and anyone else who may be on the planet. Maybe there's some other force out there on the planet that knows someone in the sense of reunion. But yeah, I guess we'll find out what that is. And how is the New Republic going to fuck up again in terms of dealing with Hera? Because that's all they seem to do. So let's find out in 3, 2, 1, go. By with Hera, I mean they fuck up everything in general, so. You know, there's been some interesting theories about what exactly is in this galaxy that's come up in the past week. Um, Apparently there's a link between Peridia and I think it's Fallen Survivor. I think it's the whatever the Cal Kestis one, the newest one. Apparently there's a link between the inscription on the temple doors and him. There's thoughts that there may be a dark force on this planet that has corrupted Ezra, turned him more aggressive, while not actually making him evil or anything. There's talk of Abeloth, which is apparently the mother from the Mortis group. I don't know. I don't stick any claim on that last one. Considering we saw BD1 in what's it called, in the Book of Boba Fett, and there's actually inscription linking this to um Fallen Survivor and all that. I think that's the most likely one, or maybe that was just a little Easter egg. Is that C3PO? Hmm. uh, he can't say anything. Okay, I was wrong. But then again, it is Leia who's responsible. After the fact. So here's the thing. Three cruisers saw the perk, plus everyone on the mission, and yet Ziona was still using that as evidence against it because he didn't believe they were a thing. Like, that's Anakin. Is that the first time Ventress has been said in live action? Also, another thing that I learned recently is that apparently Anakin's forms in the World Between World fight and all that was a combination of all of the forms. The ones he was proficient in as a human, the ones he was forced to adapt to in the robot body because of the limitations and everything, and then melded together in whatever he was in the World Between Worlds. I really hope we didn't just send this whole pod here to die, because this seems to be... Well, this is a death migration route. But also, the whole destroy them with prejudice. I did! uh. It looked a lot more glossy than they did on Cetos. Oh, those like mines? Yes, those are sea mines. Homing sea mines by the looks of it. Again, you had to say something. Well, there's the eye. You really want to be flying through a bunch of whale bones? Well, fly by the force. Also, I completely missed that you mentioned they were excavating the catacombs. Meaning, likely, dead bodies. Well, now, that is interesting. He seemed a little hesitant for finding that. Hmm. Throne. Oh, you can see the ring from the surface. It's a neat detail. Eventually, you're gonna have to tell him that we're making a pit stop at the Night Sister thing to get off this planet. Where does Shin get a white one? Yet another thing. Did not see their names in the credits. Clotho, Atropos, and Lachesis. The fates from Greek mythology. Talking about the thread of destiny and everything. If I'd seen the name Clotho, I would have known. I'm not as familiar with the other two names by memory prior to this. But no, I completely missed that, and find out. Hmm. She's there. Are you seeing through her eyes? Ooh, that's an issue. Hmm. Now that they're out of the debris field, much safer. Not quite. Hmm. I see only one of these two making it out of this. Given what happened in real life, it would make sense for it to be Shin. However, they didn't know that while they were filming, so. Apparently, those being credited as night troopers in the last episode's subtitles which I haven't really seen people talk about the fact that it was actually said in the subtitles, has some very heavy implications, considering night troopers were affected by some form of zombie virus at one point, and there's the theory that those are um, Night Sister resurrections. Ram your pod into it. That didn't quite work, but does he have a lightsaber? Oh, they did keep the howler. Because I know she has one of his lightsabers. But didn't he at one point have the blaster sabers thing? Hmm. He just happened to be in the correct spot. Hmm. Interesting. Using the force in a hand-to-hand combat style. That is. Guess it would make sense considering he got here with no weapons, seemingly. Um, Seeing the force rippling her lightsaber was interesting. You don't normally see the force affecting it in that way. But then again, their lightsabers are different, so. She stopped his ride. Hmm. Yeah, she's not got a chance now. Well, they're getting taken down without evaporating, so I guess they're not Night Sister zombies. Yes, but we learnt of a dissenter in our midst. That that too, I guess. Time. Hmm. This didn't even move. So how exactly is Ahsoka planning on getting out of here? Because, like, sure, she probably didn't expect the pod to retreat because it flew into a minefield, but how are they going to get home without commandeering Thrawn's ship? Hmm. That was a very entertaining episode. There was no title. Oh, Dreams and Madness. I completely skipped over that when it was playing. I got to the end, I'm just like, hey, this is still part 7. I don't know what the tagline is, but Dreams and Madness. Isn't that what Balin said this land was full of? Huh. Okay, that was very entertaining to watch. And while I am still very curious about several things that happened, I am getting a sense that there is not going to be a wrap up in. I know they said that there was the potential for Ahsoka to get a second season, and I had a feeling that there'd be at least one more of this timeline before Filoni's movie and everything. But yeah, so it is interesting to think that we may not be seeing the end of this by the end of this, if you get what I mean. Like, there's no clean wrap up. because think back to, what was it, Mandalorian? Now, season 1, you had Gideon being taken down, or so they thought. What was season 2's overarching? Oh yeah, you had Gideon being taken down, or so they thought. In season 3, you had Gideon being taken down, or so they thought. Like, they were all season exclusive issues. With Kenobi, you had, I know that's not quite this timeline, but you had everything wrapped up in that one season. With the Book of Boba Fett, you had everything wrapped up in the one season. This one, there's no way this is getting wrapped up, because obviously we still haven't seen that shot of Thrawn on the Eye of Sion from the trailer. But there's no way that this gets wrapped. Sure, they may get off Peridia. They may get off with, they may think that they've left Thrawn in that stranded. Or they may stop Morgan in that from being able to get the Chimera into the Eye of Sion to then get all of this, whatever was in the catacombs, off the planet. That may happen. But Thrawn in that is getting off. There is still the very small chance that the people who suggested Abeloth are correct. It's unlikely. But then again, this is a Night Sister planet. Night Sisters do apparently have legends of the what were their names for the daughter and the son? There was like the winged something and then the fanged something, and they had no idea about the father. And the whole thing about Abeloth was that every so often the son and the daughter would have to team up to reinforce her imprisonments and everything into the Maw. People are thinking, hey, maybe they're retconning the Maw into this other galaxy, and keeping the son and the daughter had to team up to keep her imprisoned, and that is why they're the only ones of the Mortis trio that the Night Sisters have like knowledge of, because they showed up to keep Abeloth on this planet, and so they saw these two deities just show up and then disappear, saving them from whatever the mother turned into in the Night Sister mythos. And so that is why they look up to them, or at least fear them. And if that is true, given the fact that there is no son, the daughter is Ahsoka now, there's theories that Anakin may be the father. It would be fitting, going off of that, if it does tie into, hey, the Mortis arc is important. But that would also require a lot of the fan base to have watched Clone Wars, which, you know, they haven't. I haven't seen Rebels, and I'm still watching this show. And so people tend to see the cartoons, while yes, in continuity, as optional watching that will be later filled in through exposition, as we have seen in this show. However, also everything with Abeloth is extended universe, no longer canon, which, as we know, Filoni likes to take pieces and bring them back in. So, again, that's another layer beyond what the majority of the people... I didn't even know Abeloth existed until a week ago. So, for them to go that route, I don't think they would. It is possible. And so I just want to say, it is possible. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think it's a very interesting idea. The fact that you had these deities, all of them died, and the only one that is left is the exiled one that couldn't be killed. There are several other videos on this platform as to Abeloth's backstory. Apparently, mortal servant to the Mortis trio, fell in love with the father, was able to tame the son's anger, and also to bring the daughter out of her ways. Basically, she was able to control them both, much in the way that the father could, but in a more better way. But she was still mortal. She would eventually die. So she went to the wellspring that gave the daughter her power. She went to the wellspring that gave the son his power, and interacted with both. And unfortunately, because she thought that would make her immortal, like them, it did, but also severely corrupted her. And then everything with imprisoning her into the black hole near the Kessel area, sending the son and daughter to imprison her every so often. Now all those mortals are dead. The fall of the empire and everything. The traveling to this galaxy where they may have retconned her imprisonment to could have awakened her and everything. It is possible. But it would have to be a very big focus of this next episode to be on Balin, what he's doing there and everything, as to whether that is the case. Because if Balin doesn't take the focus of at least half of this episode, like half is dedicated to our trio rising up to go try and stop Thrawn, and the other half to Balin and his quest for searching for whatever is calling out to him, I don't see them having enough time to be able to satisfactorily bring that to the front enough for them to actually build off of that. Plus, it was always believed that Filoni's movie is going to be a culmination of all these series building up to a final confrontation with the lost Imperial Grand Admiral. But anyway, I thought I'd reiterate what the not general, but one of the beliefs of what this could be going is, and give my thoughts on it. Because I gave my thoughts on the episode as the episode was happening. So, anyway, with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.